Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian from Whisper Status 74. I want to start a little discussion about Resident Evil 2 Biohazard Remake, which is coming out this evening, which is already preloaded on my PC. You guys can see it here on Steam. We already have it ready to go for midnight tonight. The conversation I want to start is in regards to Resident Evil's HDR performance in the demo. Now, when Red Dead Redemption 2 launched, I bought that game upon release, downloaded it, and noticed right away that something was wrong with the HDR right from the beginning. And a lot of small YouTubers picked that up way before IGN or anything else and did videos on that. Even Digital Foundry's early analysis of Red Dead was devoid of the HDR analysis and that it had a false HDR. My question really isn't, does Resident Evil 2 have the same issue? It's definitely lacking in its black level. And what makes me want to kind of confirm that is two things. One, Digital Foundry did their analysis today and have talked about the problems with tweaking the black level in regards to HDR versus SDR. SDR apparently works better for black level. And also ACG, which is a great reviewer, check him out. And, had said that the HDR seemed off in his final version. Now, this is before there's any drivers. Now, here's the issue. AMD has a driver for their Radeon cards. NVIDIA does not have drivers or day one drivers. That leads me to believe that the demo is exactly the same as what you're going to play in-game. And that means nothing has been tweaked or adjusted in regards to the game's framework or its graphics. And as far as AMD's drivers, it's that could be just addressing their speeds. It doesn't say anything about HDR in their patch notes. So, this isn't starting a, hey, Resident Evil 2's HDR is broken thing. I'm not doing that. I didn't love Resident Evil 7's HDR performance or the way it was displayed. But with this game, having the black levels be grayish, to me, does ruin the immersion. So my question to you guys is this a game that you will play or not play based on HDR? Now, this is a big joke. Everyone's going to freak out. The Red Dead Redemption videos I did, you can see those on the channel. I did those the day the game came out. Received a lot of views, but they received a ton of hate. A lot of it being in, you're ridiculous for not playing a game because the HDR performance is broken. A lot of people saying, shut it off. Completely shut it off, either at the system level or on your display. I'm not sure Resident Evil will have a simple toggle the way Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice did. You just toggle it, it shuts it off at the game settings versus at the system settings. So I want to know where you guys stand. And I'll give you my thoughts in a second on where I stand with HDR and how important it is to me in regards to playing a title. So keep it objective. It's an objective thing. Keep it civilized. But I kind of want to know where you guys stand. Is this something that's going to make you not purchase the game upon launch? I purchase it on launch. I do that primarily for the channel. Would I purchase it at launch without any drivers if it was just me playing a game? Probably not. I have a million games to play that I need to catch up on. So the answer for me is maybe not, and I'll illustrate why. Okay, guys, we're looking at Red Dead Redemption 2 here, and in my opinion, Red Dead's world, its open world, is one of the best ever made in terms of its detail, what they're able to do with the technology, considering this is on consoles, both Xbox One, PS4, the Pro, and the Xbox One X. The motion blur is a little tough to, I guess, compensate for the frame rate. However, have I played this game since its HDR is subpar? To be honest, I have not. Now, does that make me an idiot for not playing it? Graphics aren't the most important thing. I do agree, but we're talking about me personally, and I want to know where you guys are in this. I'm not going to put 60 hours into a game that isn't as good looking as it should be. Now, remember, this is a channel that's based on audio, video, technology. I don't spend hundreds on these devices. I'm spending thousands, whether it's my GPU or the TV this is filmed on. I bought this TV. A lot of you guys have bought TVs predicated on the marketing of HDR. Now, I'd rather you not have HDR at all, because there's a million games that look incredible without HDR. But the lack of HDR in this title has left it washed out and just not at its best, which is a shame because the game is gorgeous. Now, back to what I had said previously, can I just shut HDR off? Absolutely, I can shut HDR off and have a more colorful, cartoony image. Forza Horizon 4, my HDR was broken, my PC just wasn't, it was really buggy. HDR off was very crisp, clean, and also cartoony. HDR on is this realistic, beautiful image. I feel it would be the same here on Red Dead. So I will wait for a patch, whether it comes or ever comes, but I'm not going to spend that much time playing a game that I know is not at its best. Now, that shouldn't be everybody. Everyone has different tastes. For me, though, this world would look amazing had it had the proper lighting. Now, that is me. Am I being surface-based or, shallow? Yeah, I am. Playing these games, and I'll get hate in the comments. It doesn't matter to me, guys. I do buy these TVs for the visual. Spending $1,000 on a GPU alone is about graphics and anti-aliasing and cleaning up the image. It is important to me. I have a channel based on it. So if it's not important to you and you guys don't care and you're running at whatever resolution, it doesn't matter. I have no problem with that. That is your opinion. I'll leave you to it. And I wish I was more like that, to be honest. But I have a channel that's based on HDR, 4K. Some of you guys have gotten rid of your 4K TVs to buy HDR 4K TVs. Some of you PC guys that didn't have HDR monitors just purchase HDR monitors. So for it to be left out when it's in the game, I don't think it's too much to ask to have it in the game. In Resident Evil, the black level, it's about having a flashlight in a dark room. So I've done videos on that as well. It's going to affect the immersion of the title. To me, graphics aren't just eye candy. Graphics are immersion. Graphics are coming into this tree and having the lights kick through. They call them God rays, kick through. Not to have it look like I have 75 inches here of a watercolor. Now, to me, with HDR off, the game does look better, but it's still devoid of what HDR was marketed as, and what HDR does provide to so many titles out there. Gears of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, the HDR in those games, Far Cry 5, even in the Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. I did a video on it yesterday. So to me, it is a big deal. Now, I'd play the game like this, but I don't know if I'm going to invest 60 hours into a game like this. So for me, my humble opinion, being an audio video person, that is a bit of a graphics nut, and why I am okay with wanting it to be as clean as possible. That's why we spend the money on an Xbox One X and a PS4 Pro. Those of us that are really into crystal clear, and even those of us that are artists, I'm an artist in so many ways, I want to see the best that they could possibly provide. So for me, it is a big deal, and it is going to keep me from playing this until it's at its best. Now, I might end up playing the PC version next year. I have so many other games to play, guys. Resident Evil, I'm hoping it will be, it will be different. I'm going to die right here. I'm hoping that it'll be not as affected as this title. I don't think it has a false HDR. Maybe it needs to be tweaked. But will it keep you guys from playing it? I'm in no way saying Resident Evil has a false HDR or anything like that. My question to you guys is, will you wait for a patch if it's the same as it was when the demo launched? Alright guys, let me know what you think. I'll do Resident Evil videos tomorrow. Thank you as always.